Hello and welcome back to the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. It's been a long break, but we're ready to get into the final map of the day, or the final series of the day. We could have a potential 3 maps. It is going to be HellRaisers taking on Windigo.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have more than one. That's for sure. It's a best of 3 series. And yeah, we just saw Windigo slugging it out versus Nordwin. Bit of a labor to win, but a win nonetheless. So they get to go up against HellRaisers, a team that's been very much up and down. Went from having I guess, not that impressive of a Cologne Invitational to looking very solid at in some of their games at Pro League. Coming back here again, going back to playing against Force. That hasn't shown to be an easy task for anyone, really.
Yeah.
So, but ended that off with a loss. But at least they're here in the decider game, so still with a chance of making it through to the playoffs.
And yeah, they got here to the decider game by beating Nordavind, and that's a team Windigo just beat, but not very easily. I mean, it went to 3 maps, so close. They had to slug out their own map wins, so not a great sign for Windigo. It's been a long and tiring one, but that might just mean they're warmed up and ready to go here.
Yeah, and you kind of hope so for some of the individuals on their side. I think it took, well, pretty much all 3 maps before we got to see the better side out of Poison, for instance, and we talked about that on the first day we saw Windigo play. He's a pretty essential part to whether or not Windigo actually go or not. Same thing can be said for Ships. So if they've gotten warmed up and they feel like they're feeling the game right now, obviously that's going to give them a much better chance of taking this home.
Yeah, indeed. I think, though, when we take a look at it on paper, you got to just say that HellRaisers should be the favorite coming into this one. And they have beat the teams they should, apart from Fours. I think Fours, again, like we said, everyone struggles against them. You know, they nearly could have beat Liquid, right? So the fact that that's the only loss they've got is a okay sign, I guess, from HellRaisers, but not winning a single map against them, that's something I want to fix today.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we got the chance to talk to LMBT, who is here at the studio as well, obviously the coach of HellRaisers, and kind of what he thought about everything. And he's like, well, you know, we're kind of, I guess, suffering from the same kind of illness as a lot of better tier teams actually do, which is you're not as good online as you would be on land. Like when you get to the offline environment, that's where everyone feels super comfortable. They just elevate their skill level to a different plane, and that really isn't being translated into online performances. So he's not really sure like what they need to do to solve that, but obviously it's a frustrating thing to deal with for a team that know that they should be doing better than what they have been currently.
Yeah, well, here is the groups. HellRaisers took a win against Nordavind in their opening matchup of Group B. Fours took down Windigo, and that would put them on to face against HellRaisers in the winners matchup, where they won 2-0 and progressed to the top 4. And HellRaisers are now finding themselves up against Windigo, who had a 2-1 win over Nordavind. The Norwegians not really getting it done, Halvor.
Really aren't. And well, from peering in on that first best of 3. A little bit back and forth as it went down. I mean, there's still the same kind of issues. Again, you know, you might be able to win a pistol round, but then you lose to an eco, or you make unnecessary mistakes, unforced errors, really. And I guess that's part of being a newer team, trying to figure things out. But it has me a little bit worried that we're seeing it so often. I mean, if it happens every now and again, sure, you can live with that. That happens to any team, really, in the world. But it happens a little bit too much for my liking. Yeah,
super scrappy runs from them, and same can be said for Windigo. They weren't looking on top of their game. Poison again, starting off quiet, and he's a factor that you need if you're going to win against the likes of HellRaisers with an AWPer like Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get into the map video here. Vertigo being taken out immediately from the side of Windigo. HellRaisers follows that up with a nuke ban, so we're not going to see any shenanigans on that map once more. Dust2 being the pick of Windigo. And that makes sense. Not really a map that HellRaisers found a lot of success on, even though they do float it quite often in their vetoes.
Yeah.
Inferno being picked from them makes perfect sense. They had a brilliant performance on it versus Liquid at Pro League. And just in general, they have usually pretty strong results on that map, so can't really argue with it. Overpass and Train being taken out, which leaves us with Mirage. And at least we've seen that from Windigo earlier today. So we kind of have a bit of an inkling as to what to expect.
Scrappiness, back and forth. And crazy runs, hopefully. That's kind of what we see. But again, that is the 3rd map, so we might not even have to go there. As Inferno and Dust2, they're pretty decent maps for HellRaisers.
They absolutely are. Well, I mean, Dust2, I'd say, is a little bit of a rough one. When we saw them play it in the Cologne Invitational, they play versus G2, which obviously are a phenomenal Dust2 team, but they really didn't have any idea as to what they were doing. They would constantly get bogged down. Their T side was very static, and it just ends up, you know, with them in a situation where it's like, I guess we kind of have to move towards the bomb site, but we're not really sure what we're doing as we're moving there, and gradually getting picked off. And the few couple of rounds that they got actually on Dust2 versus G2 was off the back of G2 making some odd rotations where Omnic leaves the entirety of the bomb site. So, you know, it's a free B bomb site, right? And that's about it.
It seems like Dust2 is going to be the first map play when we thought it was going to be Inferno, but Dust2 is coming out first, so a good chance for Windigo to get their pick going underway.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it has to be a must-win for Windigo. I think if they want to have a shot at this, I mean, it's not like they're a bad Inferno team, but what we've seen out of HellRaisers lately have been so much better than what we can say for Windigo. They've also HellRaisers has also done it versus top tier opposition, and Inferno seems to be one of the maps where even though they might not necessarily win all the games, they're going to be competitive versus the very best of them. On a map like that. So for Windigo, if they want to have a shot at this, I think they need to look to do it in 3, and getting Dust2 has to be the way to start it.
Yeah, well, taking a look at Dust2, what can we sort of seem to expect on this one? Because obviously we have the likes of Oscar available on the HellRaisers team, but is that it for HellRaisers, or do they have anything else we can go to?
Sometimes it really feels that way. Yeah. I do feel like there's still something we've yet to see from players like Issa, and obviously when you have the kind of mechanical skill that he has, Dust2 should be a playground for you. But they haven't really been able to find a way to just play as a team or actually set individuals up for necessarily that much success on a map like Dust2 yet. So unless they've done some pretty hefty practicing on the map since returning from Pro League, I don't have too much hope. And again, it's a very comfortable or very familiar map for Windigo at least. They play it a whole lot, so I would expect them to have some clear ideas as to what they want to do. And well, speaking of.
Well,
this is the mid-rush.
Yeah, it's such a good sign for Windigo that they're willing to just throw aggression into it, but it's Nukia and LOL dealing with it well as they get 3 kills between them.
Yeah, and actually, with that, they kind of just have HellRaisers avoid the entire problem area of their T side from what we've seen earlier, which is the fact that they don't really know how to attack bomb sites. If you just remove the entire team in top mid, then well, the world's pretty much your oyster. Ships left alone, he's going to get dinked up and tagged down by Issa. So great start for HellRaisers. Yeah,
an excellent start from HellRaisers, and I think it was nice to see the idea from Windigo. They were like, okay, we're going to show that we're not scared to play against HellRaisers. We're going to bring the fight to them. Going for the mid-aggression, we sometimes see it work, but dealt with perfectly from Nukia and LOL. You can see how this one played out as Nukia takes the initial kill on the P250 and the follow-up coming in as well. So Windigo, they love the 4 spies, don't they? They come in with a Kevlar, they've got the scouts available on 2 players, and look at the odds. 1.57 for HellRaisers, 2.3 for Windigo.
Yeah, I think I'd actually favor Windigo here on Dust2, but I guess if you go by world ranking and I guess stature within Counter-Strike, and it's not like Windigo's recent form has been too exceptional. I guess there is a case to be made for that, but Dust2 has never really looked like their strong suit. And Poison, well, he's gotten off to a hot start with connection onto Oscar, so 4-4. Still going to benefit the T side, but you take whatever you can get. They still have a scout in the works as well on the side of Windigo. That's going to be on ships. So as long as you can do some tag damage here and there, it's going to be a dangerous task for HellRaisers to move forward.
So just pistols for Windigo, but it's still even, and a chance there to find the opening back into it was S's, but he will not be able to capitalize. And so the rest of the troops starting to come on in. 50 seconds on the clock. Ship's trying to hold off from Ramp. He certainly is a player that can step up. And we've actually seen some signs of life from him throughout the series for Windigo. Poison stepped up at times, but Ship's a little bit more consistent. But it is going to be Nukia with a kill onto Bubbles. Ship's getting one back, but headshot comes through from Issa, and it will be the man advantage for HellRaisers. But again, pretty scrappy stuff here.
Hello, it goes down to 2v2. Question is if Windigo wants to hold on to what they have right now. Well, actually with the kill onto Victor, that might just lead Blocker to bail out. He's going to try his luck, though, at least initially. He doesn't have a defuse kit, so it needs to come in quick for him. Oh, it's not going to be land. A single kill. So second round for HellRaisers. It did cost them a little bit, but all things considered, I think they could be happy with withstanding the pressure from Windigo there.
2 MAC-10s for LOL and Angel.
Yeah, they know what's abound for Windigo. It's not going to be a lot of investment on their end, so this is a chance to get some early kills.
I always love to see the aggression from Angel and Short and Dust2. We'll see if he goes that way with the MAC-10.
Well, you do have Issa at least down into Minnow. Okay, bit of back and forth here, but Oscar's just having a field day. Issa's doing a lot of damage, but he's not getting any kills. Actually 4 assists that round. And Angel do actually pick up 2 from lower, so he nets himself a fair bit of cash.
So 3-0 for HellRaisers. Og immediately purchased for Bubble, and Windigo are one of the teams that have actually still kept up the Og meta.
Yeah. I guess it might be dependent on position as well. I don't think we're going to see... I'd be surprised actually if we see someone someone with an AUG playing up close on catwalk, for instance. But if it still makes sense if you're playing backside plateau B or potentially playing long corner, that kind of thing, or if you're just playing from the A slope, right? Still get the most benefit out of having that extra range. The rate of fire is not going to be as detrimental to you. Here we go. So yeah, blocker with one of the AUGs. He's gone down into the pit. Going to make the most out of the scope. Oscar has been walking up towards catwalk, and so far Windigo have just left catwalk completely open. And I guess this is a pretty common occurrence. It's a pretty common setup to have from the CT side. You just prep yourself to deal with whatever sort of catwalk execution the T side wants to throw out there. It's not really a hotly contested area that far down.
Poison on top of the car itself, but it's Ships who's got the kill. The double up setup was something that was definitely turning things around for Windigo. There was so much success off the back of it, and there's another kill from Poison. But Oscar is the man to fall. And so 2-man advantage for Windigo, and again, sourced off the double up setup.
Yeah, early picks also leaves HellRaisers with limited utility. They have 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs, but no flashes here, so you're not going to have the option to flash Poison out of position here. He's going to be that much more lethal. Actually, they did find a flash on one of the bodies. That's good. It's allowed to drop it to spawn. Ship's already finding Issa though, and that's bomb dropped as well.
Well, Angel alone, headshot coming in the bubble, follow up there, but it will be Victor that finishes off the job. And 3-1, round number 5, coming right up.
Pretty nice and easy, and HellRaisers, again, like that's the kind of round. Obviously, it's pretty hurt by the fact that they lose players early, but even the last 3 remaining ones, you know, they use smokes to get one guy into CT spawn, but they don't really have a plan as to do or what they're going to do from that point on. They don't have a smoke for CT spawn cross, so it's still going to be hard to get anyone up towards the B bomb site. And well, we'll see how they deal with it as we go further. Angel with the spawn towards long is going to try his luck with the ops. Probably going to give that back to Oscar. But now, actually, Oscar has one in itself. So a double up setup from HellRaisers, but with Angel rocking the second one. That's not something you see too often. Actually, you pretty much never see it.
Yeah, I can't recall the last time I actually seen Angel on an AWP. A little bit strange to see, but we'll see if he can make it work. Poison, he's certainly going to be trying to make his AWP work as he goes towards short. Multiple players about to enclose on his position, but Poison is just still waiting. He's not scared. He wants to go towards them. Kill comes in, and because of that, this is there to trade. It's kind of a one and done. Nowhere really to fall back from.
That's a bit of a strange one. Like if he doesn't have backup from long, it's an awkward position to take from Poison. He's going to get punished for it as well. So 4-4. Again, HellRaisers have gained catwalk control. This time they do have some flashes as well for a potential push up towards that A bomb site. But there's not going to be anyone on the side of Windigo here, though. Dropping down into spawn again with one. It's just going to run up. Not going to find anyone in slope, but we need some help here with some flashes for blocker. Actually, just perfectly fine to do that on his own. Second frag comes in from Issa, so solid work so far.
Good recovery from HellRaisers after losing their first. They come right back with a win. As long as Windigo can save these 2 weapons, though, it's not the worst outcome for them. Ships with the AWP.
And you could already see, though, the aggressive positioning coming up from HellRaisers. Issa wants to find them. He knows that they're saving.
Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate for Oscar.
Not the ideal timing, and that's going to be the ops down, actually, on the side of HellRaisers. It could be a bigger loss than they might have expected initially. We'll see if actually if somebody tries to make their way back to catwalk. It seems actually like that's the plan of Nuki as well. He smokes the cross, goes back to pick up the op. And yeah, got to tell how big of a deal that is for them. So they do save something out of it. It's not all doom and gloom, even if they lost both ops initially.
Yeah.
And you'd imagine that Angel just goes back to the rifle.
You'd hope so. I mean, I don't see another op available for him, so all good. Paul's coming in. I'm assuming it's going to be for Windigo because at this point they still can't afford somewhat of a buy. So, you know, there's kind of like a last stand though until they're broken again. They've got the double up set up in the hands of Poison and Ships. AUG for Victor. It's just a little bit more of a question mark towards Blocker, and in particular Bubble.
Yeah, I think with that second op being bought up there, they're going to have to force into it. So a little bit lacking on utility on some of them, but at least they have the weaponry. We saw it in the first buy round. Those 2 ops can do a lot of work for them to just get them into the right position. If you just whittle down enough of the players on HellRaisers' side, they're not going to have too powerful of an execute. So that might be the game plan for now.
Well, Oscar holding the mid doors, and this is the type of angle I would take if I was Ships. You don't really want to be challenging towards middle too often. It will be the kill coming through anyway onto Issa, so good positioning from Ships. He goes back and he wants a little bit more, but Nukia is the man to get the next kill into this round, and it's on to Poison at long. Ships does connect the shot on the Oscar.
It's a big get as well. Poison throwing a nade there as Nikki comes into cave. Just finds the right timing, and again, catwalk is open. It's going to be the play from HellRaisers. Do they have enough flashes to get Bubble out of position, though? For the time being, it's going to be yes, but Angel lines himself up perfectly for the crosser of Bubble. Now it becomes a whole lot harder. Only 2 players on the side. Nuki trying to work as a really late lurk, but you can see Blocker still not vacating that position. Nice follow-up shot from Bubble.
Yeah, everyone seems to be having a go at the AWP in this one. LOL and Nukia are into a 2v4. LOL looks over the top, but he's all on his own. The lone Spaniard trying to get it done, trying to give HellRaisers their 5th. And he's under a lot of pressure as they start to come in towards him. LOL deals with it well until the Molotov came in, and unfortunately that'll put an end to him as it forces him into the open. And Victor, you'll get the defuse in. It'll be 2 for Windigo. And
they also get to pick up both ops. Windigo back at it, staying alive.
You can't have 3 ops, Victor.
Dual wielding ops might be a little bit unfair. There you go, that was well done. Because a pretty easy task for Bubble with these kind of lineups as well. And for those who don't remember, as far back as the G-Play days, he used to be the main opper of the Bulgarian teams as well, so it's not like he's completely unfamiliar with a weapon either.
Good to see that he's just passed the mantle on, though, to
the younger talents. He's definitely capable enough as it is with a rifle. And you do have something special in a guy like Poison. Blocker realizes he's not going to get anything done if he goes out with an aid there. You have to give up long control. And they're going to, well, readdress the issue by taking over Cat for the time being.
Well, there goes Poison, taking away Angel. Man advantage is available to Windigo. Although HellRaisers have Oscar still alive, still kicking inside of the pit, and that'll be a missed shot from Poison. That'll give some free real estate to HellRaisers as they start to make their way up. Smoke goes over towards the CT cross, and you actually need 2 to make it a perfect smoke. And that nade is perfect, but Oscar, the patience pays off. He gets the kill.
Bubble doing a ton of damage, but not getting a kill. I'm just going to allow Lowell to cross over as well. Slow HP, but very easily turn around now. It is the man advantage for HellRaisers. Molotov comes in. That's going to be an issue for Lowell to deal with. Actually, well, he handles that brilliantly. So does Izza. So the 2 low HP players on HellRaisers are the ones to close it out as well.
Yeah, that was well recovered from HellRaisers because they had the man deficit when they were eventually going onto the bomb site, but they don't even lose a single player.
That was really well done, and a bit of a heartbreak for Windigo because they had every chance in the world to bring that back. Instead, it's going to be HellRaisers netting 1 more yet again, and that's going to be such a big hit on the economy. As you can tell, it's Eco City for Windigo. Poison really trying his luck with a scout here, not connecting on anything just yet. Just taking a tag, and there's the frag. Meanwhile, Angel's moved out aggressively on long. Oscar just keeps picking up people who wants to try that scout. We'll see if Victor goes back for more, but you do kind of figure that they would have learned their lesson by now.
Well, the double smoke goes down. That should be a perfect cross on over. I was just trying to make sure that they limit the casualties. They don't want a single player to fall here. They desperately want this kill onto the last 2. There's nothing really of value here in Windigo, so HellRaisers should not want to hunt this, but ball should go down, and there's a kill from Issa anyway onto Bubble. Last man standing is Victor, and he's the only player with anything, and so Issa will take him away. 6-2, an excellent start coming in from HellRaisers. It feels like Windigo haven't really been in it since, you know, every time they get rifles, okay, they have more of a chance, but anytime that they win a run, again, HellRaisers are right back into it. And I feel like it's going to be a similar story here, because if Windigo end up losing this one, their money's still not going to be great.
Yeah, no, it's going to be pretty disastrous, that's for sure. Don't want to take too many duels like that versus Oscar. HellRaisers, though, looking much improved on their T side here compared to what we saw versus G2. I mean, the total of rounds they got there was 6. Now they've already managed to get that far early into the game. Oscar has an opportunity to get a tag, but not quick enough this time.
If you have the commentator's curse, though, and they just win 6.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
You never know. It's been strong so far in this Invitational.
Flash is going to go over middle. Oscar, definitely a scary player to be looking at if you're Windigo. He's going to be making his way through a long 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Still plenty of time for HellRaisers, but eventually they will have to try and take some control, and that is going to be towards Lon. Blocker looking for the initial pickup. He'll grab it onto Issa. At least the information is there from Oscar. You know, Flash will go around the corner. He wants to peek beyond it, and Blocker's going to flash himself.
He just wants to hope that somebody commits to a peek while the flash is coming in. Just kind of turns around waiting for it so he can get an easy kill. That's not going to happen. Molotov. Pretty hard to make that Molotov really do a whole lot, given the surface area. Poison. Doesn't have an op, still efficient though. Lol. Alright, you might be in a bit of a rough spot here. Ooh, someone actually makes it around the corner.
Well, Poison picks up Nukia. It's all on Poison. He has to pick up the rest. There's just 2 players remaining. It's LOL and, of course, Oscar. But Poison's got Oscar, so just one more player to find. And LOL wins the battle. The headshot comes in, and it's 3 in a row. 7-2 for HellRaisers.
That was so big. LOL probably shouldn't have been able to make it out of spawn. And it just in any case, it was down to 39 HP when he turned the corner initially, avoiding ships and Poison. And then somehow winning out the duel in CT spawn. And at that point, the bomb is dropped on Catwalk, and I mean, if there's 14 seconds left, you do have an option to try to play for time and force low to get onto you, but it makes it work as we see the updated odds from GG.Bet. HellRaisers now looking pretty heavily favored here at 1.39.
Yeah. And while Windigo have a lack of weapons, there's definitely not going to be too many good skins on the USPs, but if you want some good skins, make sure to head over to csgo.net. Use the code Chicago for a 30% top up on your bonus, and also a chance to win some of those cool new skins.
Definitely worth a try. And now then, Windigo, they're back to, as you said, to an eco. They only get this 1 buy round if they mess it up. Pretty much the name of the game in the situation that they find themselves in. HellRaisers looking to take full advantage. Again, it's the quick play out towards long. It's in Nukia. Find 2 early frags to open it all up.
This just feels very scary if you're Windigo at this moment in time, because HellRaisers are just on a tear. They're looking like a steamroller just rolling over the top of them at the minute.
This feels more like the LAN edition of HellRaisers, doesn't it? And yeah, Nukia sees the blood on the wall once he connects 1 bullet onto Blocker, and that's going to be an easy kill. Molotov would have probably killed him if the bullets didn't. Nice nade as well. Victor goes down. And HellRaisers just playing this really solidly. Again, using the utility that they need, taking their time. This time they're actually moving forward on bomb sides. We saw a much more timid HellRaisers side on their T side versus G2. Angel, again, just fake planning as well. It's a 1v5, but it's just making sure that he doesn't die, doesn't lose a weapon. There's not going to be any sort of hiccups along the way.
And that's really nice to see.
Yeah, it's not getting reckless or careless.
You can even see how tentative Issa is clearing CT.
Yeah, there hasn't been like this gung-ho thing where they're just hunting for eco-frags or anything to that effect. They're just here to win. They want to secure their spot in the semifinals. If I'm not mistaken, they would be playing Heroic if they make it through at this stage.
Yeah, they go on to the other side of the bracket, right, usually, so they'd be playing against Heroic, and obviously the winner of Group A goes on to play Force.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, Optic would be the ones who made it through their decider game yesterday. So pretty good matchups coming in here. Still, I guess, plenty of Counter-Strike to be played between Windigo and HellRaisers before you can get to that stage. But it's looking pretty damn decent for HellRaisers right now. They might even net their first win with this lineup on Dust2, the way it's looking right now.
Yeah, they definitely look like they've had a discussion, all right? We're not going to make any of the mistakes. We're going to beat the teams we should.
Yeah.
And we just get through it. Get through the motions, get the wins under our belt.
And for those who are not aware and haven't really understood it off the back of the name of the tournament, this does give you a spot at IEM Chicago later on in the year. So it's not like there's a small prize on the line. And HellRaisers definitely feel like they should be a team to be at a tournament like that. Right now, they're proving why. For now, Bomb just dropped in spawn. HellRaisers kind of hanging out, seeing if they can find some early picks. And to be fair, they've been able to do so most of the rounds. It's been a while since we've seen Windigo with an opening.
Well, they come close to it. Can't quite get it onto Oscar, though.
22 HP, it's his name. So he's still going to be as lethal as ever. Poison has fallen back to the A-ramp position. Bomb's been retrieved. It's going to be on Nukia. There hasn't really been a whole lot of movement, and HellRaisers are going to go back to Catwalk. Common occurrence for them. They're actually just going to have to deal with poison only. I say poison only. It's not going to be necessarily easy, but at least he doesn't have too much backup. Now we see the rotation coming in from Bubble to help him out. Angel, very quick on the trigger there to find poison. Doesn't expect Bubble, but the trade should be coming in. Actually, no. It's going to be Bubble with a multi-kill.
He's still alive as well. This is actually pretty crazy from Bubble. Definitely not expected. Sign of life out of nowhere, but the kill comes in from the nade onto Oscar. Law will get one. And Bubble's still alive, still causing problems as Law Nukia trying to get it down, but Blocker will assist. And it's all onto Law. Molotov goes in towards the A-bomb site. We've seen him in these positions so far, and he just hasn't quite been able to do it. But he looks back over towards short. Defuse not coming through just yet, so he's still got time to play with.
Molotov buying him some time, but Blocker's going to be able to fend off the angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, they bring it back. That was looking a little bit iffy, but Bubble coming up huge in that one. I mean, Blocker does end up with 3 kills, but I think the 2 initial ones from Bubble just prevents everything from becoming an avalanche on the side of HellRaisers. That first kill on. It's more this, the second kill that prevents the return from Issa. That's just so crucial.
If there's a trade there, it's pretty much over, right, for HellRaisers. They win that round, job done. But
yeah, Blocker's just kind of stuck to his own devices at long, having to fight out against probably 3 players on the side of HellRaisers from the site. That usually doesn't pan out too well. We see Ships again, just working around the smoke. Again, gets a tag, but not going to get the frag. Nikki down to 76 HP, Oscar down to 42.
At a certain point, you start to really get upset about those, though, because you're so close to getting a couple of kills, and then you just
constantly seeing assists to your name.
Yeah. And if he finds those kills, it just turns things around completely for Windigo. So here has to be a step up for Victor. It's the push in towards the B-bomb site. Issa and Oscar, they've got kills. Blocker and Bubble are going to have to try and pull it right back. And Bubble, he was the man in the last round. Can he get it done again?
The good thing for him right now is that he's isolated the solo player on the B-bomb site. That's low when he goes down. Just like that. Things were starting to look promising for Windigo, but Nikki and Oscar keeping things under control. Rotation is getting caught off by Oscar's positioning, and he sends them to a 9th.
Wow, 9-3. HellRaisers, they stop any momentum, any string of rounds being built up from Windigo. And we see a lot of teams, when they are able to do that, they generally have quite the bit of success.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be so much more beneficial when you're playing on that T side, because you know how expensive it is to play CT. I mean, it's pretty evident by the buy coming in from Windigo. Oscar just, well, nails the field goal kick at least, puts it right between 2 players. Bubble's eventually going to go down now. Catwalk has really been a point of contention for HellRaisers. And right now, though, they're running into quite the resistance. Eventually, though, Blocker and Poison will die.
Well, the kills come in. Ships on his own into a 1v3. Shot lands as he's dropped to 16, and finally, a little bit of luck goes his way. He does get the kill back onto Oscar, and it's into the 1v2. Is this Nukia? We'll just try and lock off the site itself. Nukia, he's going to go on a bit of a push, and Ships has been waiting for this. He wants this to happen, and Nukia, he will get dropped, and Ships switches to the AK-47. It's all onto Issa to try and make sure this bomb ticks over, and, well, There's no kit on ships. Only 3 seconds to play with, and there's this taking him away. 10-3.
Yeah. Still plenty of money on the side of HellRaisers too, so they can get that up in the hands of Oscar, and, well, money is more of an issue on the CT side. Poison again going back to the Scout, but so far no real commitment or no full buy, at least from Windigo. They want to make sure they have something going into the last round of the half. This is their way of saying, well, we need at least 4.
Yeah. Well, 4 is a scoreline you can come back from. 12-3 becomes, even though it's 1 round, it makes it so much more difficult.
It really does. I mean, so much relies on the pistol round and being able to convert. Oscar going to win out that duel as well. As per usual, Oscar's doing whatever he can to put HellRaisers on a good footing.
Well, if y'all just tuning in to the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational, this is the winners matchup of group number, letter B. It's not a number. It's letter B. But it is going to be the pick of Windigo here on Dust2. Next up will be Inferno, and that's the pick of HellRaisers. So Windigo off to a pretty poor start in their map pick. It won't be Bubble. Taking away Oscar. Headshot from Angel coming in. And look at this from Issa. He's tapping and tapping, just hoping he can find a headshot.
This is cover fire, if we've ever seen it. Are they going to expect that?
Oh,
okay, just an accidental headshot onto Victor through the edge of the brick wall. Ships just doing some more damage with the Deagle. Ooh, seemed like he actually thought he would get the headshot connection there onto Issa.
Ships is really good with the Deagle. It has a strange style where it's not quick. It's kind of, he takes his time, makes sure the crosshair's on the head. It's more accurate than flashy.
Yeah, safe and secure.
Yeah,
precise.
But because of that, sometimes he can be killed. And a triple op setup on Windigo.
I mean, when in doubt, right?
Yeah. So well, we haven't actually been able to do anything, so this might work.
If double op isn't enough, then triple is going to be the answer you're looking for. And it might catch HellRaisers off guard, obviously. They've been doing a good job of flashing themselves forward for a lot of the angles that they've wanted to take. Seeing the op in mid is nothing new, so that's not going to catch them off by surprise, but I think the op on bubble over towards long might be another story. There we go. Issa taken down. It's bomb dropped as well.
Well, another chance for Bubble, but he can't get it done. It's actually Nuki with that kill. Blocker will step up with the AUG, but again, Oscar's there for a kill for HellRaisers, so it's a 3v3. Over a minute left on the clock. And Angel, oh, that's so unfortunate. Perhaps not expecting the other op to be on short. And Ships with another AWP. Perhaps it's the triple op meta. It's all on Oscar. Can he make it happen? 1v3.
Well, would be an offer to take them all down, wouldn't it? It's going to be difficult getting this cross, though. He does have a smoke, but obviously wants to look for one pick before he commits to anything at all. Bomb is still dropped over towards long. He's actually just going to miss out on Ships jumping down into B slope there. So bomb gets picked up. And back to long we go. Might just go for the smoke across at this point.
Or just take a fight.
We'll see. Oh, dodges Ships and, well, dodges both actually initially.
So he knows where they are at least. He has that information of where 2 players are playing from. He's going to go for the bomb plant and go for the frags. Smoke goes down towards short, but does he expect the player to just be walking up? No, he doesn't. And so Ships, that's as easy as it gets. 4 on the board for Windigo.
Yeah, probably not what you would have expected, though, out of their own map pick.
Certainly not, but
if we're being honest.
I guess we got to find a silver lining somewhere in the world.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true. And, I mean, if we want to talk about silver linings, well, actually not just a silver lining, but a positive look from HellRaiser's side is the fact that we wanted to see more out of Issa on a map like Dust2. We've definitely done so. He's been very active. 16 kills to his name, 4 assists as well. Getting a lot of things started for HellRaisers here on this T side. Now it remains to be seen if he can keep that up going into the defensive end of it.
Well, here are your odds. And I have to say, it's not a pretty sight for Windigo fans. 7.71 on the board for Windigo. HellRaisers 1.06 in your GG.Bet odds. Obviously, the main partner at the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. But here comes the push. It's the pistol from Windigo. They need to get it under their belt as they start to make their way in. It's going to be Law with a headshot. Bubble finished off. Law with another clean tap. And HellRaisers looking good at the start of the pistol. Law doing it all as Poison finally puts him to bed. But I think he's done enough.
it's looking like that. You can see the rotation coming in as well. There's a bit of a train coming behind ships, but he actually deals with that. He's the train stopper. Poison left in a doable position at least. But Angel's going to kill the dream of sending Windigo off to a good start here in the second half. Lowell, as you said, did a whole lot of lifting here to start them off. Ships nearly brings it back, but it just proved to be too much.
So 12 for HellRaisers. That puts them only 4 away from taking the map pick of their opponent's Windigo. Going into Inferno with a map lead. And at that point, it's hard to see a world in which it isn't a 2-0.
It's very true. Bubble's not even going to get the drop on Oscar. To be fair, he doesn't have a scout, so I guess the Glock challenge is a little bit optimistic.
Oh, you just got to favor Oscar in this position every time. He
Yeah,
does
you
land
do.
the shot, pulls the deagle, takes the headshot, and it just has to be. Oh my God, another headshot. This is definitely beautiful from Oscar. Another one coming in. Why not do it all? Lowell will steal away the opportunity for the ace, but Oscar will take the quad kill. That is filthy. That was absolutely filthy.
So accurate. Doesn't matter if it's a scout or a deagle. Lethal at range, nonetheless. Brilliant from Oscar right there. I was looking a little bit scary right there when he gets tagged up a couple of times by the Glock, but the follow-ups are obviously nothing to complain about.
Yeah, the fact that they're mostly all headshots as well.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Last one's pretty solid. Didn't even need to get him in the head. Bubble was tagged down to 22, but when in doubt, Bubble's been tagged up. Oh, all right. Gets the better of Oscar. Snaps onto him.
Taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, big kill for Windigo right there.
Well, Issa. Can he be the man to turn things around for HellRaisers here in round number 18? Give them that edge that they need. As they try to commit towards it, it's the FAMAS with one. Only one though, and Block is able to trade, but he's got a nade in his hand, and unfortunately Angel with the MP9 couldn't quite land the lethal shots, and so spam coming through from Nukia. It's falling apart here as Lowell walks right in towards the tunnels, right through the fire and flames as well. And it's into a 2v2.
Look at the HP on the 2 remaining Windigo players. You can pretty much sneeze at them, and they're going to fall over. Those going to continue moving forward as well. Let's make sure he doesn't get sandwiched. Plucker needs to be immediate with this kind of a kill if he's going to survive that situation. Well, swing comes in from Lowell. Blocker's just not ready. And Nuki gets an easy job of dealing with Bubble on low HP. So they hold on. Rifle ram from Windigo takes them nowhere, and well, they kind of have to force up now. You don't necessarily want to give HellRaisers map point. But you don't really have too much to work off of either. Victor's going to go for a deagle. A lot of utility. We see Galil coming out on blocker, 1 AK on poison. Ships with a Galil. This is about as rough of a buy you can get from Windigo.
Well, we'll see if Lowell has anything planned for them, because he's been a beast so far for HellRaisers. He goes from around the corner, but it's poison that will take him away. So
oh, that's so naive and so hopeful from Nukia.
Yeah. Definitely could have got more done there, but that nade is quite well placed. It does a little bit of damage, but unfortunately Blocker's on another level with the Galil, it seems, as Angel will fall. It's all in Issa. 1v2 clutch is needed. He gives away his position as well with the spray, so Windigo know what sort of location he is from, but if he can change it up quickly, that keeps them guessing.
Yeah, Molotov goes down on short as well, and they're so low HP again, so Issa has all the opportunity in the world to do something with this. Even as an HE, finds the first one. Did take a significant amount of damage as well. Is he going to lump that nade on site?
Oh.
No, he doesn't even need to.
Everything is going HellRaisers' way right now. This is absolutely brutal. Windigo, when things are looking pretty good for them, when they get those 2 kills, the bomb's planted, they know where Issa is, he just comes in and 1v2 clutches them.
Definitely. So Issa continuing on the good streak that we saw on the T side, even picks up the op for Oscar. And more importantly, puts HellRaisers on map point on Windigo's map pick. This is definitely a different version of HellRaisers we're seeing now from the Cologne Invitational.
Yeah, definitely looking more in control and on different maps as well. Dust2, like you said, this is going to be their first win with this roster, right?
Yeah, well, if they can close it out.
That is true. It's looking like it could be, but Windigo, they have brought a buy into this. It might just be their final buy. We'll see what they can make happen. Will be 8K47. It's an SG for ships. Utility is there. And they're going towards the lower tunnels, and slight damage to poison, but nothing really to worry about at this point. HellRaisers secure long control with the smoke. I believe one player inside of the pit, that's Nukia. And that allows Oscar to rotate off and be more useful towards middle. Oh. Here comes Law. Spray coming in. It's one kill, but traded back by Blocker. Another kill for Issa, but the trades are in.
And this is where I guess, the troubled start for HellRaisers. These B-bomb sites, so hard to retake. They do have at least 2 flashes on Nukia. And Oscar apparently has no smoke to really worry about. He finds poison.
Nearly not a door either. He nearly got the kill through the door. That would have been disgusting, but he's going to get another chance here towards the bomb side. But his ship's doing enough work. 2 kills come in, and Bubble will finish off Nukia. So staying alive for Windigo Gaming. All off the back of ships.
Barely, though.
Yeah, this, again, it doesn't get any easier, does it?
Really doesn't. They might have a bit of a breather, though, as the economy on HellRaiser side isn't too great. Look at that, Oscar. Even the follow-up, yeah, as you said, the shot through the door and the smoke just nearly connects onto Bubble. Ship's doing a monstrous job there to fend people off. So 5 rounds for Windigo at least. Could be the start of a bit of a comeback. Was not having the spawn to find the first kill, though.
Well,
okay, that wasn't even like a shoulder peek or a swing jump. That was just...
jump into it.
Yeah, that was Duck Hunt. Poison's way too accurate to be given those kind of opportunities. Making sure nobody's sat up behind the door. What door? Car. There's car door. There we go. But yeah, HellRaisers, they're pretty committed to having this little B stack here, but it's not going to have anything come out of it.
The thing is with Windigo, they have lost to this buy, like this lack of buy, should I say, against Nordavin. They lost the full USPs. True. So Windigo definitely want to try and learn from their mistakes.
Looks like HellRaisers just not too keen on giving away a couple of easy kills. If Windigo want to go hunting, they're free to do so, but not a whole lot of money on their side, so not really too much of a point.
And so it continues. Windigo, could this be the start of an impossible comeback? It would have to be flawless from here, not a single round dropped, just to get it to overtime. And then it becomes difficult yet again. You've got to play against the experience of HellRaisers, and again, economy is not really a factor when you get to that point. So still unlikely we'll see Windigo make it happen here on their map pick, but we'll see. I mean, there's always the possibility.
Always a chance. We'll see how long that chance is going to last.
Issa playing well, which is something we kind of talked about earlier, right?
Yep. It's very good to see. I mean, it started off being super impactful on the T side. Had a couple of big rounds here on the CT side as well, specifically that 1v2 clutch on that A-bomb site. Probably one of the bigger reasons why we're seeing HellRaisers having such a successful time on Dust2 right now.
Well, Blocker, it's going to be a charge up towards the B ramp. Angel needs to get this perfect, and he flashes around the corner, walks right into his death. As Issa has to step up, and he does so for 1 kill, but the trade is in again. Lol has been Mr. Consistent for HellRaisers, and right inside of the smoke in the B tunnels, he'll pick up poison, but oh no.
Bubble.
Oh, there we go. Finally, Bubble will pick it up, and Nukia and Oscar into a 2v2.
Did delay things a little bit, but Blocker's going to get very proactive about it. Finds Oscar as he moves his way up towards B slope. And the 1v2 retake, not an easy task for Nukia. Again, has flashes to work with, but question is if he actually wants to test his luck. It's still a Molotov as well on Blocker, so plenty of utility for Windigo to work with here. He's just going to pick up the AWP and hold on to that into the next round.
Okay then. Windigo with another one. Lol tries his best to try and create some sort of chaos in the tunnels, and nearly
does a pretty good job of it.
He's successful of it, but it nearly gives HellRaisers the win there. But unfortunately, the rest of the team can't really get too much done. If Angel had picked up 1 kill on that B push, you know, we'd probably be looking at a 16-6 here, or could be looking at a 16-6.
seems very likely with how the rest of it panned out. But here we are. It's going to be a 7th round for Windigo instead. They're also going to get the chance to rebuy. And on the side of HellRaisers, it's really just that AWP that's been saved on Nukia that's going to be in circulation. You'd imagine he drops that over for Oscar. We've seen HellRaisers win rounds like this before, though, just off of how much impact Oscar can have. Feels like he has, I don't know, extra freedom when he's the only one with a weapon, so he gets to run around with it, take more aggressive angles, and more often than not, he's going to win them out. There is a pause in play, though, and that's because one of the players on the side of Windigo has vacated the server. That's Blocker, who's temporarily been disconnected, so hopefully there's not going to be too much of an issue to get him back on a server.
Well, he's back, so very
quick.
Yeah, very quick. Probably just some sort of FPS problem, need to restart the game or something. Nukia has an AWP, so I'd like to see that thrown over to Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to be fair, I mean, if you want to go back to some of the older teams that Nukia played in, he was an AWPer as well, so I guess he might be feeling himself, having Kevlar and a little bit of utility to set him into position, but
it's passed on to Issa.
Yeah, he's definitely not the one who's going to be rolling with it. So I would be very surprised.
So it's certainly going to go to Oscar here.
Yeah. Gets thrown about, back to Nukia, and back to Issa.
Oscar, finally.
There we go, yeah. It's not always easy to get those guns where they need to be, but they've managed to do so now. And they've had a bit of a minor investment around it. A couple of pistols upgraded, but nothing crazy. I'm assuming Nukia's going to pick up a pistol of the upgraded sort. Actually, no, just goes for a USP. Well, economical as ever. Lowell gets to feel the pressure on long. Solid nade in there, but again, Angel falls for the temptation of jumping that corner versus Poison.
Well, Nukia, he's got the AWP in his hands. He'll look back over the smoke towards the long position. It's Lowell with a kill on the bubble. Block able to pick up one, and that's Lowell dropping. Nukia can't get anything on the AWP, and Oscar's being picked apart. So it's the last man standing, and he's off towards T-spawn. So only another one on the board for Windigo, and they're certainly making a little bit of a mountain out of this one at least, which is good to see. Slight comeback to make the scoreline look more respectable. And HellRaisers have taken the foot off the gas a little bit. So that allows sort of Windigo to build up a slight bit of momentum, a slight bit of confidence perhaps. And moving into the next map, perhaps that's enough to get them going on Inferno. Well, back to normal buy. Oscar with an AWP, rifles available for all the other players, and a full buy from Windigo as well. So on paper, this should be the most competitive round we've seen in a while, but sometimes at the least competitive.
Yeah, it might just be the very end of Windigo here. Obviously, looking at the scoreline, they can't afford to make mistakes at this stage if they want to keep hope alive of bringing their own map pick back. Now, though, similar setup from HellRaisers as to what we saw at Windigo, just giving up cat control initially. Oscar hanging out towards mid. He's going to run into a couple of nades, and Windigo going to try to make their way out to B through mid.
Well, Blocker has picked up Lowell. Another peek from Midson towards the tunnels have resulted in a frag out of Poison. Might just try and get himself another one, but a little bit unorthodox there from Issa. Cannot quite connect the kill, so good chance here for Windigo as the bomb will get carried on over. And with ships and Pubble alive, as long as you have ships in play, there's always a chance here for Windigo.
Yeah, oh, that's a quick move into the upper bomb set. That's going to be heard, and Angel's going to be dealt with quickly. And at this point, Nukia doesn't really stand too much of a chance of winning this out. Actually, he's going to find ships, and runs out of bullets.
This is so awkward.
Oh, the panic, the absolute panic, and dear Lord, that was not pretty.
Oh, God. Glad that's over.
Yeah, that was somebody needed to end that. Rarely seen somebody try to fire a USP at the same rate as they fire a rifle.
It's like
Nukia really did his optimal. Just rebinded mouse wheel into fire.
Well, Windigo actually might salvage double figures here, which is kind of crazy to say considering how dominant HellRaisers were at the beginning of this, but as soon as they've hit 15, they kind of just dropped off.
Yeah, weirdly enough, Angel has had, I guess, the honor of being the first guy to die in 4 rounds on 2 different bomb sites, just completely opposite sides of the map. And he hasn't really found any frags for it. Right now, he needs to step up to join the rest of his teammates if they want to have a shot at holding this back. Oscar's found the perfect timing here, though. Set up smoke's going to get taken down. It's poisoned to die. Quick return, though, from Windigo, so it seems like they've stabilized pretty decently.
And will be double figures for Windigo. As Lowell picks up 3 kills in quick succession. Although Lowell has actually had a pretty good game. He's had some pretty nice runs coming in. He's currently 22 and 13. He'll look for a couple of more to add to that tally, and he'll find one onto ships. That gives him a rifle. Should do, if he tries to get it. There we go. And 50 seconds left. Ball making its way over towards the A bomb site, and it's certainly not over just yet. Lowell can make this happen as Victor and Bubble, they will try their best as Victor will get the bomb planted. Lowell is going to come on in with that Molotov. Double Molotov. Really costing him as he doesn't have a kit, so he might just think about saving this SG, and that's going to be the call, it seems. As he throws the Molotov off towards short and back up towards middle.
Well, there we have it. It's going to be another buy, though, eventually. He's found an op as well. So he's going to be happy with this fishing trip up mid. Nobody really from Windigo nearby to potentially take this away from him. But as you said, Windigo, they do salvage at least double figures for this map, and they've started to run it back. HellRaisers might starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Right now, it feels like they're just kind of crossing their finger that an individual performance is going to take them into a 16th round. But instead, it's the individuals of Windigo doing most of the lifting so far in the second half.
I think HellRaisers probably would have liked to have been done.
Yeah, no, I mean, and they've definitely had the opportunity to do so as well. Again, as you said, Lowell has had multiple rounds where he gets, well, into the dirty mess that is the executes of Windigo and really just puts a spin on everything, but the rest of them are not able to really do anything with it. This time Nicky's going to go down, poisoned with his third opening here on the long corner.
Well, man, advantage is there for Windigo. And long ago I said it's got to be flawless from here. Well, it's been flawless so far, and they're not only 5 away from overtime. They've got the opening pick into this one.
Yeah, and with the CT side so far out of HellRaisers, you'd like to see them being more active on the map. I mean, if we look at a team like G2, usually they'll throw in aggression towards Upper Dark with Omnic and Shocks, that kind of thing. Oscar's going to be the one aggressing, though. He finds his second frag off the bubble as well. Blocker is there to trade it out, but you take that if you're HellRaisers. Oscar just finding some balance and everything.
Yeah, getting that second kill is pretty crazy, considering he was under so much pressure, being shot from so many different angles. Having the confidence to go back for that peak and successfully hit it as well.
Yes, peering up into mid with the op. Question remains what he can do with it, or if he's going to find anything. Lowell's, again, luckily has been pretty proactive about this. He's cleared out Upper Dark. This is going to find the frag onto ships as he finally moves out from his position in top mid. Smoke goes down, and that's a pretty significant tell. Angel, are you going to continue on this? Yes, you are, and that might be a bit of a mistake. You had the man advantage. Now that's gone. Bomb flies down. It's also planted for long. It's a plateau 1. Issa somehow able to win out that duel as well. Okay, goes for the jumping shot twice. That's going to give Poison another opportunity to find a kill. This is rather unnecessary from HellRaisers. Both Angel and Issa could have played the man advantages, decided to just throw it away, and HellRaisers looking at, yeah, potentially throwing away a 15-5 lead.
We were literally praising HellRaisers for not doing stuff like that in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, everyone outside of, I guess, Angel, more or less have not been throwing themselves into battle recklessly, but...
And that's a little odd to see the in-game leader of a team is the one that's doing those kind of mistakes, but it certainly could have ended that already.
Well, they're going to go through the Fire and Flames, and finally Angel gets a return. He's going to start HellRaisers off on a good foot this time. 6 HP, but that's still better than going down. Nicky's going to find 1 kill as well. Oh, actually, brazenly enough, goes back. Hasn't fallen either. And somehow this is working out. 6 HP is all you need, apparently, for Angel.
Yeah.
Perfect time to rise up and, well, make a bit of a defense there from the in-game leader, and with those 3 kills, puts himself on 17, but more importantly, gets HellRaisers to 16.
Yeah, well, re-picking an AWP like that is pretty ballsy from Angel. You know, all the crazy plays he did throughout the game, at least it works once.
Yeah, yeah, pretty big payoff for that as well. So that does mean HellRaisers steal away the map pick of Windigo. And going into Inferno, I mean, you have to feel pretty confident, even though lackluster CT side. I do think HellRaisers should be pretty clear favorites going into our map too.
Yeah, especially since recently at EPL and stuff, Inferno has been a pretty good map for HellRaisers, so
yeah,
certainly not looking in too great here for Windigo.
It's going to be a tough one. If HellRaisers can beat Liquid on that map, I think there's a fair likelihood of them being able to beat Windigo as well. But time will tell. Still Counter-Strike to be played, and we've seen some odd results in these invitationals already. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, there's only one way to find out if they're going to be playing on Inferno well here, HellRaisers, or will they fall flat and have to go to a third, and that is going to a short break and returning with Inferno. So make sure you join us after the break, because we've got Inferno coming up next.